Hey, yo, hey. Welcome back to another episode. It's Tosh.
I'm Jazz.
And this is Travel
Fly.
Sexy. So we are switching up, I guess, the structure a little bit this episode.
A little more concrete this episode.
Yeah, we told y'all last one we was going to work it out. So we're getting there. But we had a good, I guess, week, and we had some things that we wanted to talk about. I guess we're going to open up with our Goddess Mail.
Yes.
AKA our trending travel topics.
Yes.
So take us away.
Yeah, so we want to keep y'all in the know of, what's going on travel-wise currently. So this week's trending topic is Playa Airlines.
It's a good one.
Yes. So TGI knows all about Playa Airlines. So Playa Airlines is a new low-cost airline based out of Iceland. So they currently offer flights from Europe to North America at very, very reasonable prices. When I flew Playa, I flew them in February to go to Paris. It was so reasonable. But not only was it reasonable, it was a great flight experience.
Which is important.
I was so surprised at how smooth everything went and how great everything went, honestly. It was quick and easy. Got to Paris in about 10 hours. Flew out of Baltimore. So I just wanted to mention that because I feel like we sleep on the European or just other country-based airlines. We focused on, our Americans, Delta, United, those U.S.-based airlines. So I'm like, don't sleep on the other ones.
Yeah, I was just trying to find my flight to Greece, and I came across this budget airline called Norse Atlantic. I think that was Norse Airways. Okay. And it's another one that's like, hey, why are you only charging me $300 and something to go to Mykonos, Greece? And then you look into it, it's similar to Playa, which is like, okay, we're going to get you here because at the end of the day, all the aircrafts do the same thing. Let's make that clear. Okay. You're just because you're getting on a Delta flight versus a Spirit flight, they all check the same aircraft boxes.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, exactly. The safety.
So it's more or less what the amenities are and what's included. And yeah, I mean, it's very a la carte. Like you're going to get, pay for your bag and pay to upgrade your seat and do all those things, but you're still going to get to your destination the same way you would.
Exactly. And it's similar to, what we usually talk about with Spirit and Frontier. You get those super cheap flights. And like Tosh said, it's a la carte when you want to upgrade your seat, if you want to add on your bags and et cetera, buy food, drinks, all of that offering. But again, the experience on Play was amazing. So I certainly think that it was worth the value, if not more.
Yeah. Because, I mean, let's be honest, at $200 and something to go from Baltimore to Paris.
It's crazy.
Sleep if you want to.
Yeah, so don't sleep on Play. And
unless it's on the plane.
Yeah, okay. Because I was knocked out. I was comfortable, too.
Yes.
Like this. So check them out if you're looking to go to Europe at any point this year. They do have flights out of New York, DC, Baltimore, and I think they're expanding their footprint here on the East Coast.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I love it. They popped up and I was like, what's this?
Right.
Let's go Play.
Yes. And I was skeptical at first, but obviously since it is a newer airline, they have newer aircrafts, like you mentioned. So if anything, when it comes to checking those boxes, they check them more recently because these things are all brand new. The staff is well trained and it was just a great experience.
Well, let's toast to Play.
Period.
Because they did that.
Speaking of toast, this week's episode is sponsored by Macy's Wine Shop.
Now let me attempt to tell you the name of this rosé that we're sipping. This is a exclusive blend for Martha Stewart. Like, sis requested this rosé, and this winery said, "We got you."
And they did.
So this is the Vol du Flamand rosé. It's a French Grenache. And again, it was requested exclusively for Martha Stewart.
Yes.
And then she said it was so good, they should put it on their shelves. So here we have it.
It is so good.
It really is.
So shop Macy's Wine Shop. They are online. If you don't know, Macy's recently opened a wine shop. They sell amazing wines like this one. Use code Sincerely Jasmine to get some money off. But yeah.
and we'll make sure we put the code in the show notes.
Yes, for sure.
Use her code. Don't come over here for free. Use her code. So should we jump into our topic today?
Let's dive in. I'm excited.
I am. And I'm excited too because now we're going back.
Yeah.
But we'll get there in a moment. So today's topic is going to be all about Catalonia Hotel and Resorts.
Yes.
So if you're not familiar, this is a hotel brand that is kind of scattered through. They have different resorts across the Caribbean and Mexico. And Jasmine and I had the pleasure of visiting several of their properties a couple of months ago. And then as of yesterday, found out that we will be going back again this summer. So we'll give you the tea today, but then we'll have to do a recap
We'll have
episode
updates,
later down the line. So let's dive into Catalonia.
Yes. Okay. So, I mean, we first stayed at their Riviera Maya location. So like Tosh mentioned, they have locations scattered throughout the Caribbean and scattered throughout Mexico. And we stayed at the Riviera Maya as our main destination, but we also stayed at a few others.
Yeah, so the Riviera Maya location, and just kind of like to break it down. So they have, what was that, 5? Was that, yeah. 5 properties within a, we'll call it hour distance of each other on that stretch between Riviera Maya, Playa del Carmen, Costa Mujeres, and Tulum. Like you can probably essentially get to all of them within an hour or so. So the Riviera Maya, Catalonia, Riviera Maya, and Yucatan Beach. It's one of those options where you can stay at one and play at two.
Yep. Which we love.
Yes. And the Yucatan Beach side was really nice.
Yeah, it was.
So you have access to both. But we stayed on the Riviera Maya side in privilege category rooms, which honestly, guys, if you can afford the upgrade.
You can afford the upgrade.
Do the upgrade to the privilege and add to your experience because you get all the exclusive benefits, the areas, the discounts, and all the upgraded, so do that. But nevertheless, we were very surprised to find that was considered their budget option.
Yes, it was so reasonable.
Yeah, I think we were like, say what now?
Yeah, it was so reasonable. And it still gave you that luxury experience.
It did.
And obviously that's what we like to focus on here on Travel Fly Sexy. The idea of getting budget-friendly luxury seems so unattainable, but the robe, the slippers,
it was giving.
The room service, full VIP experience. And obviously we were privileged, but the difference in the standard room and the privilege access is like nothing.
Yeah. So we again, I was surprised. I think when I looked it up, it was like a difference of $70 or something like that.
Unbelievable.
For all of these benefits. It was a no-brainer, guys. Yeah. Treat yourself on your vacation.
Absolutely.
That little $70 is going to go a long way when you're on the beach privately without the children.
Exactly.
And you're just feeling like this is vacation.
Yes. And my favorite part about the privilege was you get that private beach access, but that private beach bar.
Yes.
I feel like that was the best bar
that's
on the
where we spent our
grounds.
time.
Yes. That was the best bar. So
we didn't even want to go associate with anybody. We just wanted to be at that beach bar.
That bar itself was worth the upgrade simply because you get to know the bartender and everyone's not there. So you have that personal rapport. And I'm pretty sure it was better liquor.
Yeah. I got my signature Hornitos with a glass of champagne. It was just a vibe.
Tasha's crazy. She drink tequila and champagne together.
And every time I order it, they look at me like, together?
They're like, what? Yeah.
I'm like, yes, in the same champagne flute, please.
Put the tequila over the champagne.
Yes.
But yeah, it was so nice to have that privilege.
Yeah, literally, pun intended. But yeah. So the Catalonia, Riviera Maya, and Yucatan Beach is considered their budget, but it's far from budget. But price point wise, you're gonna get great value.
Yes.
And then we traveled to, what was the next one? We did the Catalonia Royal Tulum. Yes.
Back to Tulum we go.
Right. If you haven't seen episode 1, go watch it.
Yes.
But yeah, so we went to Catalonia, Royal Tulum.
Yes.
And this was the one that was all in the jungle.
It was so beautiful.
Ooh.
Like breathtaking.
Ooh.
And this was also adults only.
Yes.
Heavily focused on couples. It
Yes.
was very heavily focused on couples. I know when we did our tour, they mentioned that it was like their honeymoon suggested location. So most people would be maybe on their honeymoon or celebrating some sort of anniversary. But it was catered to couples with a lot of like hearts and just very cute aesthetics throughout the property grounds that like emphasize love.
Yes, and the aesthetics very much gave, I'm here with my boo, but I'm also here to get some good photos.
Yeah, I'm in Tulum.
That's what it was giving.
Yes.
Yeah, and we talked about like Tulum's aesthetic of the jungle vibe and all of that. It was giving that on a resort on the beach. Yeah. It was perfect.
Beautiful. That walk out to the beach was just
honestly, there were so many wow moments. So when we walked in and then there was like the archway where we took the photo.
Yes. Beautiful.
Then we walk out and there's a cenote
like just
on
on
the
property.
like,
okay.
Like, all right, gorgeous much.
Beautiful.
And then we also took another picture there. And then you are continuing to walk the path and you're seeing all this lush green.
Yes.
And those are where the rooms are located.
Exactly. They like fall off the path.
Which by the way, rooms all great on all the properties.
All of them, yes.
They really are doing, they have done a lot of renovations and upgrades.
A lot of upgrades. Like I know they even like now that they're completing those room upgrades, started changing the names to the rooms. So yeah, a lot of room upgrades.
Yep. So no issues with the rooms. And then, so we keep walking down this path and then we get to this beach.
It's just this beautiful open beach.
And I think we walked over like a little bridge.
Yeah.
I
think they also had like another like heart thing. Like it was just so many hearts where you could like lock your love or like write things. Like it was just so romantic.
It really was. Like they did that and they did that well. Because we also saw like people had the locks.
Yeah.
Like
you would buy a lock and like put your names on it and like they had different places where you could put them. It was really cute.
And then they also had people could purchase like a palm tree, or not purchase, but it was like a loyalty for the loyalty members. So like if you stayed with them a certain amount of times,
I think like over 10 times.
Yeah, they planted a palm tree in your honor.
That was so cool.
That was so dope.
I forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cool because also that speaks a testament to the property because they're a newer property. That's their Tulum property, I think was the newest, and they've had so many people stay over 10 times. So the fact that it was just all of these like palm trees and like plots dedicated to loyal customers, I'm like, wait, what does that mean? And they were like over 10 stays. I'm like, over 10 stays in like the last 2 years is insane.
Yeah.
But that is again a testament to the property and how amazing it is.
Absolutely. So and service-wise, across the board.
Oh, yeah.
Across
all
the
of
board.
them, the service was amazing.
Across the board. Again.
It was the welcome drinks for me.
Oh, every
property.
They were like, and here you are.
Yes.
And we were like, yes, vacation.
Yes, they killed the welcome drinks. So, like, honestly, another selling point.
Yes.
Welcome drinks. Every resort does not offer you that. And they had some good welcome drinks. It wasn't just champagne. It was like cocktails.
It was cocktails.
Yes,
like
they
one of them were like blue, like a bright blue
they
color.
tried. It was great.
It was adorable. So so that was Catalonia Royal Tulum. Again, adults only.
Yes.
Very heavily couples focused.
I think that was the only adults only.
It was. Yeah. And then after that, we traveled to Catalonia, Playa, Maroma.
Yes.
Ciao. I'll be trying.
That was my first time in Playa Maroma.
Yes. And this one was cute. This one was definitely more family
For sure.
oriented.
Yeah.
But the layout was also
So cute.
beautiful.
All of the layouts were gorgeous, honestly. it was the food trucks for me.
Yes, this is the one that had the food trucks.
The food trucks were everywhere. It was crazy. I'm like, another selling point. Like, you have your restaurants that come with your all-inclusive, but they have food trucks, like, scattered throughout the properties. Like, most of them had, like, one or two, but Playa had, like, a food truck. Yeah, like a place where there were just different options. I thought that was really cool.
Yes, and the restaurants also, there are a few restaurants that were open during the lunch hour.
Yep.
Which I found to be another great selling point and option, because so many times when you go to an all-inclusive, you got the breakfast hours, and then you got the dinner hours, and
lunch, you just gotta fend for yourself.
You gotta fend for yourself, or you gotta go to the buffet,
or it's like a cafe where you get like a sandwich. It's like, that's not what I want.
This is not what I want. So I thought that was great that they had actual restaurants where people could also have the option to dine in or take out.
Yes.
I saw that too, where you could come up to the restaurant and they had like
to-go boxes.
The to-go area, and you can basically place your order and then circle back to pick it up.
Yeah.
Like
it was very trendy.
I was about to say, like, very innovative
Yeah.
at the Catalonia properties. Like, this was,
And it goes to show that they're keeping up with the times. Because, like, you know, like, that's trendy right now. Food trucks and accessibility. And, like, also they're listening to the travelers. We're over the buffets. Like, you know, like, it's kind of like everybody's least favorite, that buffet. And it's like, what can I eat? And they're like, here's some options. So I thought that was great. The food truck sold me.
The food truck sold me too. Now, I will say, because speaking of the buffet, this was the property where we did do the buffet.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So our tour guide was very adamant about us dining here. Like, we were, visiting the properties throughout the day.
Yes.
And he was like, I know you don't like the buffet. But like, he acknowledged it.
I know people don't like the buffet.
But he said, you gotta try this buffet.
That buffet was crazy. That buffet was so good.
It was not your average buffet.
It was not your average buffet. And it was 5 different stations, a pasta station, a pizza station, and like, not your buffet just like, oh, go grab your own slice. No. Like, no, they're like back there preparing these things for you.
Like, what do you want? Okay, give me 2 minutes.
Yes. It was so good.
But the food quality was really where it was like
fresh too.
Yeah, like, when you go to the buffet, you just have certain expectations and you just roll with it.
Yeah.
But no, this felt like
it was good.
Mama was back there preparing it, and she was like about to serve it to your table.
Yeah.
It was fresh, to your point.
And you saw your chefs. Like, so the fact that there were present like chefs in the buffet was like, oh, that's different. So I think that was also nice to actually be able to have those like made to order things as an option as well.
And the variety, like Asian, Italian. It was just like fried. I think there was like a fried chicken.
Yeah,
child, it was like everything was at the buffet. They had the juicing station.
Yes, they had a bunch of different juices, a bunch of different desserts. Yeah, a full salad bar, obviously.
The bread station.
A bread station?
Like focaccia.
All the oils, like... I'm an Italian girl, so I was sold on like the pasta, the breads. I'm like, okay, like, you don't expect that at your lunch. And this was at lunch. This was our lunch for that day. Lunch. So the fact that we, were able to actually have a good lunch, which you usually don't get on your average all-inclusive resort. Yeah. We all you find a burger somewhere and go about your day.
No, don't get me wrong. The burger always come in clutch.
Until dinner,
The burger be clutch. But yeah, so the food at honestly all of the Catalonia properties.
All of them.
But
what was my favorite restaurant?
I know you're going to say it. Beloved.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was the fruit. It was like this fruit parfait. And then the croissant. Y'all.
Jasmine and this croissant.
The croissants. I'm still talking about them croissants months later. Those were the best croissants. And I went to Paris. I just came back from Paris. Those were the best croissants I've had in my life. So just go for that.
But just so you know, the access to Beloved is only if you have the privilege. Yes. So again, spend your extra couple of dollars, and it really is a couple.
Yeah.
And upgrade your experience. But yes, Beloved.
It's totally worth it.
Beloved was a gym.
Yeah, and that was on every resort ground.
Yeah, what restaurant names were consistent across all their properties. So you kind of knew what you were getting, and that's kind of why we were like, well, let's just go to Beloved because we knew what we were getting. But there were so many dope options for restaurants, so many cool aesthetics for the restaurant.
Yes.
Remember that burger joint that literally looked like
so cute,
a burger place in Houston.
It was so trendy, like it was literally like open, like concept. It was really nice. Yeah, they are paying attention to what we want, which I love to see. You can literally see that they're doing their research on who their demographic is and what we like.
Yes. And then last but not least on our Catalonia tour, their luxury option.
The best. Save the best for last.
The best for last. Catalonia, what is it? Costa Mujeres?
Yes.
Is it Grand Costa Mujeres? Child.
Oh my God.
No, first of all, this is the newest property in their portfolio. So I think it
Yes.
opened like just before COVID and then obviously had to close and then recently reopened. But whoo, did they do this?
Like breathtaking, probably one of the nicest resorts I've stayed at. Beautiful.
The coolest part to me about this property was the area of Costa Mujeres. Like when you basically come into that region, you're greeted by the Welcome to Costa Mujeres sign, but then you see the properties that are in this space and you're like, oh, we rolling with the big dogs.
I'm where I'm supposed to be.
I'm where I'm supposed to be. Like you're seeing.
I ain't never been here before.
The TRS, and you're seeing the what's the one that starts with an M?
Malia?
No, I forget it, but I just had a client stay there too. But nevertheless, you're seeing the big wigs, and you know, all right, luxury is fitting to happen to me.
Yes. It's given like just broke ground.
I'm sorry, I remembered it. Majestic.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. So therefore, with that comes this powdery, beautiful white sand.
Oh, of course.
That is completely untapped. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is paradise.
Yeah.
Then you're also able, from the resort, to see the island of Isla Mujeres, which is just ocean blue greatness surrounding it. It was just like, where am I?
It was so beautiful. Like walking into the resort is like breathtaking. The entry, the lobby, it's like the highest ceilings, like glass, just like windows. The lighting was beautiful.
Yeah.
Their welcome drink was also amazing.
Yes. And then they have that entrance, that walkway where you're like, well, where are we going? This is everything.
The content was content at Costa Mujeres.
Oh, yes. So for the content, ladies and gents,
just go there.
Just go there.
Just go there. Like if we talking content, do they have children there as well? I think it.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think they had certain areas that were specific to like adults only, like certain pools. But I don't even recall seeing many children.
The kids wasn't out.
Yeah, I don't recall even seeing many children there.
And they had like the kid play area, the daycare for those that are looking for that option.
Yeah.
But the kids wasn't around. And they also said they have a dedicated side of the hotel where they tend to
families.
place the families.
Yep.
Like the rooms around you are all going to be containing families.
Exactly.
So that you're not necessarily disturbing, others.
Which I love that they are mindful of that, of like, if you're an adult and it's a group of adults, we'll put you over on this wing. And if you're a family, we'll put you on this wing to try to keep it as separate as possible. A lot of resorts obviously don't care if it's,
they like, well, you paid and this is what you knew you was getting.
If kids is going to be here, they're going to be wherever.
Good luck.
So that also, like, I just don't even recall seeing many children on the resort grounds. So I'm like, it was also getting very grown. So I love that they have that segmented.
And again, food.
Amazing.
A1.
Yeah.
A1. But
food trucks, beach, everything.
But specifically here, we adored our rooms. And so let me tell you how they had our rooms set up. So funny enough, we're checking in and, they give us this room and they're like 1123A, 1123B. And Jasmine and I are like, we
does that
definitely
mean?
supposed to have our own rooms. Like, wait a minute. But we're like,
We'll figure it out.
we gonna rock with you. Like, we'll see. So we get to our rooms and there's one door. We're like,
And we're very confused.
okay, like, love
We gotta
you,
go back
I'm like,
downstairs.
love you, Jazz. So like,
gotta
we'll
go
figure it
back
out.
downstairs.
Jazz was like, no, we're going back downstairs. I need my own room. So we open this door and then it's two separate doors. So basically we had like two little apartments.
Yes.
Off, like, Jasmine had her own and I had my own.
I never saw anything like that.
I loved it.
I never saw anything like that. I thought it was great for families, like
Excellent.
because again, that's how they have the room segmented throughout the resort. So if you have the kids and like the big kids, and they stay in their own room, mom and dad stay in their own room.
Yep.
Or even just like a group trip, couples trip.
Exactly.
It's just nice to be with your party and not feel like, oh, what time we meeting up for breakfast?
Right. And we had junior suites. So we had regular suites.
Yeah.
Because we had the living room space
Yep.
and then we had the balconies. We had two balconies. And like, it was
It was
giving.
amazing. Yeah, it
The
was
rooms
beautiful.
were giving. And again, the hotel is only a couple years old. So everything is brand new, modern, and state of the art.
Yes.
It's where you need to be.
Yes,
All right.
and
So-
you can tell it's brand new. Like
you feel like,
you
am
feel
I the first
let me
one
take
using
my shoes
this?
off. Like you're like, at no point do I need to keep it. Like you're like, I'm fine.
Fine.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So that again is Catalonia Grand Costa Mujeres.
Yes.
That one is approximately 30 minutes from the Cancun International Airport.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
the
a
other
little closer.
the other ones are maybe about 40, 45 minutes from the airport.
Exactly.
Well, not all of them, but they're going to range between like 45 to maybe an hour, depending on which one. But yeah.
Yeah. Costa Mujeres was the closest to Cancun, like to the airport. But again, all under an hour. So let's talk about, as we're talking things to do.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about the restaurants there. Obviously, I'm a foodie, so that's my favorite part. But they had a bunch of other offerings on each resort.
Yeah. So I guess things to do, like many resorts, you have your non-motorized sports.
Exactly.
You have your motorized sports that you can purchase, and I think at the Costa Mujeres property, there were also like guys selling parasailing
Yeah, there
options
were like tours
operators.
on the grounds. Yeah. I don't think they were necessarily associated with the resort, but again, they were like, because they're close to the Cancun area, they had those parasails and other motorized sports options that you could book like on the beach.
Yes, yeah. So that made it convenient. If you are looking for those experiences, you can certainly coordinate it right at your property. And it seemed as though you could actually do it on property as well, or at least on the beach that's extending from the property. So that was cool. And that seemed to be consistent across the brand, just having those additional options on property. And of course, having a designated tour desk.
Yes. Yep.
If you're looking for something that's off property too.
And they also had an amazing spa. I think my favorite spa was at Costa Mujeres.
Dang, I forgot about the spa.
Yeah. Can't forget about the spa because we gonna get a massage. Like
We
that's
gonna get a
like,
massage.
I love a little spa day. And the spa services were quite reasonable.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like, I know we want to travel everywhere, and we do.
Yeah.
But you can never go wrong with Mexico.
You
Like,
can't. It's at these prices with everything so accessible. Like this is the ideal vacation where you go to the resort, you stay at the resort. Like if you want to maybe do a day trip, they'll come pick you up from the resort. But these are the vibes where it's like everything you need is here.
it's here.
Like everything's right here.
Everything. And the service never disappoints.
Oh, they were amazing. They were so nice.
Yeah, like it's just, I loved it there.
Yeah.
But I also, again, I think to highlight, so with the things to do, we talked about the things that are on property,
Right.
But also understanding the resorts are in areas that you can access lots of cool things to do off property as well. So Jasmine mentioned that Costa Mujeres is about 30 minutes from Cancun. So obviously, there's tons to do in Cancun.
Yes, if you're looking to party, you're about 25 minutes from the Cancun Strip, so you could go right out there and hit the parties. The restaurants in the Cancun area are all accessible. Yeah, or even if you want to do something like an excursion to go a little bit deeper, and maybe like an hour out, they'll come pick you up because you are, still in the Cancun area. They'll pick you up at the resort and bring you back.
And then with the Catalonia, Riviera Maya, and Yucatan Beach properties, they were maybe 20 minutes from like the main strip of Playa del Carmen. And I don't know if you know about Playa del Carmen, but it's a vibe. I personally enjoy that area of Mexico. It feels like, I don't know if anyone's familiar with DC, and it's like, I think
it's lit like that.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like 7th Avenue or something in DC. I forget, but it's like a strip.
U Street?
U Street, yes. It is.
DC, I see y'all soon.
It is the Mexican version of U Street.
Yes.
And it's lit.
Oh, I'm going.
It's lit. Like, I loved Playa del Carmen. I had a great time. Nevertheless, these properties are like 20 minutes from it. So you can easily access it, take a taxi, and go enjoy the night, like, or the day. Like, there's stuff for everybody. But again, just the accessibility of your resort is another great selling point with Catalonia, because most times your resort is just your resort.
Yeah, and then anything else, you figure it out.
Yeah, like you're going to be here because the next thing is
2 hours away.
Yeah.
It took you 2 hours to get here.
Yes.
Stay put. But that is one of the biggest selling points. Everything's about 20, 30 minutes away.
Yes.
From excursions to restaurants. Like, we in episode 1, we talked about some of the restaurants in like the Riviera Maya area. But there's a bunch of great restaurants in the Cancun area as well, about 25 minutes from any of these. So yeah, it's quite accessible.
Very much so. And a taxi or a private transportation will get you there fairly easily. I'm sorry, I had to laugh because y'all.
Our experience, because I was literally like, I don't think and then I'm like, wait, we did.
We did. We took a taxi.
We took a taxi. I'm like, I don't think we left the grounds. No, we did.
So we took a taxi. And
I forgot about it because I buried that memory.
You put it out of your mind. Yeah. Yes. But so fun fact, we stayed at Catalonia Riviera Maya for 2 nights.
Yes.
And then we stayed at Costa Mujeres for our last night. So we were there for 4 days, 3 nights. So originally we were going to try to hit this restaurant called Harry's, which we'll talk about in a second because you need to go. We were going to try to do the one in Playa del Carmen, but our day was so jam-packed, as we just told you. We were visiting properties and everything else. So we were like, oh, let's see. And our tour guide overheard us and he said, oh, you guys could go to the one in Cancun. And I was like, there's one in Cancun?
No, there was one in Cancun.
Say less then.
Perfect.
So
around the corner.
Yes. So then, on our last night at the Costa Mujeres property, we decided, let's go and do the Harry's experience for dinner. And we play all day too, because we woke up like mad early that day.
Yeah, it was a long day.
Drove, visited, hung out,
but we made it happen. We're going to make it happen.
That's one thing.
All in.
We're going to do it because we got to tell y'all. Yes. So we got to do it. But nevertheless,
we got there good. It was getting bad. I'm going to let Tosh tell y'all.
Yeah, because Jasmine is still traumatized.
Over it.
So the long story short, and like I said, we'll tell you in a second about the Harry's experience because we want to highlight that. But this is specifically about the taxi experience. So it was easy getting the taxi to the restaurant. We told the front desk. They coordinated it. They told us how much it was going to be. Boom, bang, cool. Getting back though, that's where I encourage you guys to ask the questions ahead of time.
Yes.
Or potentially even just coordinate the return ahead of your departure from the resort because they will try to get you.
Yeah.
They have no shame. Tourists are tourists.
And when it comes to the transportation, they're going to get you. And we mentioned this before. If you didn't listen to episode 1, go back. Bring some cash. Just bring some cash. Even if you're doing all inclusive, even if you feel like you have no expenses to cover your entire time, bring some cash. Mm-hmm. Bring some cash. Bring some cash. You're going to need some cash for them cabs.
So I think we were able to use a card going to... Because we specifically asked, can we use a card? And they made sure that they sent us a taxi that took cards. All right?
Yes.
Coming back though,
Not the
We
same.
told the hostess that we needed a credit card taxi.
Yes.
And obviously, at the end of your dinner, guys, you just want to go home or you just want to go to where you're going.
Long day.
Long ass
Long
day.
day. Over. Like, we're done. Great dinner. Let's wrap it up.
So the taxi pulls up and it was about a 10-minute wait. Like, it was
Yeah.
not quick. So at that point, you really want to go home. Like, I waited 10 minutes for this taxi. Let me get in. We get in. We're like, you take cards? Nah. What you mean? Like, we said, nah, no cards.
No backup option.
Okay, well, how much it's going to be? Or did we ask him or did we just go?
I think we just were over it. I
Like,
think
we
we
were
just
ready
was
to
like,
go.
that's fine. Let's go.
Yes.
And I don't know what we thought at that point, honestly.
We thought, let's get home to the bed
I think we
as quick
assumed
as
that
possible.
the resort had an ATM in the lobby. And they did. But it was broken. So once we pulled up to the hotel, I'm like, I'll just run to the ATM. Tasha's sitting in the car because he's holding us hostage at this point. So
Like, he won his coin. And I think it was like the equivalent of like 60 USD or something like that.
So I'm like, I'll run to the ATM in the lobby really quick. I asked the staff at the front desk. They take me to the ATM right behind the lobby bar. ATM's not working. And I guess they don't use it frequently because he's looking at me. I'm looking at him. He's like,
There was Diddy in the bowl.
I'm like, okay, well, so now what? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back outside.
Like, we got to pay this man.
I'm like, Tasha, the ATM don't work. So then another worker from the hotel was like, there's an ATM, like in the back of like, this is like the staff's ATM at this point. So I go like behind, like we're like walking up a hill. He takes me like in the back of the resort and like up these steps through this alley around a corner and there's an ATM. Mind you, we're in Mexico. It's a Mexican ATM. So at this point, I'm like, just take whatever and just give me some cash. So after like what?
I don't know.
I don't know how long this experience was.
I felt so bad for my good sis because I'm sitting in this taxi. Granted, I had to sit there
had to
because
stay.
somebody had to be there before
my
he think we were
God.
trying to get him, which we
Yeah.
weren't.
No.
But he was also just being such an ass about
Yeah.
it too. Like, sir,
And the front desk wasn't able to give us cash. Like, it just was a
shit show.
yeah. I mean, like, obviously, why would they be able to give us cash? Like, what transaction am I about to charge you to give you cash? Like, it just was not logical. And I'm like, I just want to go to sleep because
That
I'm
was the
pretty
part.
sure we flew out the next day.
Yeah. So he was not having it. We were barely having it, but we were tired. And
Yes.
Jasmine was visibly frustrated.
Over
and that was the
it.
first time I saw her like really like she might fight somebody at this point.
She's like, this is the first time I saw you mad.
Yeah, she's so nice all the time. Like, she was not having it.
I was so over it. And I'm like, accommodate me. Take me to an ATM. Like, let's go to the gas station. Like, what? I was over it.
So more of the
And
story.
we had a great time. So
Bring the cash.
bring the cash. Bring
That's
the
it.
cash. Just for the cabs, for transportation alone. Wherever you're staying in Mexico, it will be responsible to bring a few dollars USD, and by a few dollars, I mean a few $100s USD for your transportation, or arrange your transportation prior, like you mentioned.
Exactly.
If you're working with a transportation company or if you're working with a travel agent or something, make sure that you have that already set up. You know who your point of contact is. You're in communication with them via WhatsApp or whatever the case may be to avoid issues like this.
And we like to use a company called Royal Transfers Cancun. Shameless plug, but they do a great job with our needs. So we've used them multiple times now going to Mexico. So we'll throw them in the show notes as well.
Yep.
But now since we're talking about Harry's,
Right, let's rewind.
because Harry's
was
ain't do
great.
nothing wrong.
Harry's did nothing. Harry's was amazing. Another one of Tasha's wonderful suggestions. I'm just like, I have no idea. But it was
I
amazing.
appreciate that you trust me.
Yes.
But no, I made the recommendation because I had went a few months back when my fiance and I visited Playa del Carmen, and we went to the Playa del Carmen location. And I was like, I know Jazz, she loves experiences. I knew she was going to be like, get into it.
Yes.
So I was like, we have to go. But it was a pleasant surprise for us to do the Cancun location
Right, 'cause
together.
A new experience for both of us.
New experience, right. And it was right on the water, our table,
Yes.
and the restaurant.
So beautiful.
That was the They had the hookah, they had the dancers, they had the bomb food.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Because I always like to hone in on food, because sometimes when you do experiences,
Yes. You get the
food
experience.
is the last thing.
The food is lackluster. And one thing I can say about all of the restaurants that I've been to, like these experience like restaurants in Mexico, the food's been 10 out of 10. Maybe 9 out of 10 someplace, but amazing nonetheless. The food was great. That lobster bisque, amazing.
Baby. But we bring this up because, again, if you're staying at the Catalonia Costa Mujeres property, then this is a 25 to 35-minute drive, depending on traffic. So you could easily get to Harry's Cancun, enjoy your life, because you will enjoy your whole life. And, you know, do Cancun for the evening or head back and do your resort for the evening.
Yep.
Either way, it works. So there's that. And then, of course, as we mentioned, if we were staying at the Riviera Maya, Catalonia Riviera Maya or Yucatan Beach, then you could do the Harry's in Playa del Carmen,
which is, again, 25 minutes away from your resort.
Right. And then you also then have access to Playa del Carmen Strip, you know. So, again, easy. And also, if you're staying at the Royal Tulum property,
Back to Tulum.
then you're 25 minutes from the Tulum Strip, you know. So their properties are perfectly located for you to enjoy other things outside of the resort.
Exactly. Yeah.
And of course, we already know, again, if you ain't seen episode 1, go back and watch it. We know that the Tulum offerings on the experiences. Kanan.
That's so funny though, because I've been finding other restaurants. So now I gotta go back to Tulum because
now I'm just finding other restaurants when we couldn't find none.
Wait, there's a lot of great restaurants. I've been stalking Tulum
at this juncture.
Yeah, so I'll have some more suggestions for y'all, maybe in the notes.
But yeah, you can't go wrong with the Catalonia properties because the experiences are within minutes of you. So that's a great thing. And then, of course, excursions too. Like, depending on where you're staying, the excursion options are going to be a little bit less expensive because you're closer to them.
Exactly.
So, you know, if you're closer, when we were talking about staying in Costa Mujeres, you're closer to Isla Mujeres. So your excursion option to go there for the day and the beach and everything, like, it's not going to be as expensive because you don't have to pay for all that transportation and all that labor.
You probably
and all
could
that
walk
stuff.
to the ferry to get
You
to
can.
Isla Mujeres. Yeah.
You can. I think they said that from our property. So there's a ferry that goes there.
And it's like 10 USD because I caught the ferry from Cancun to Isla Mujeres before. And it's very reasonable round trip ticket. They run like the buses in the States. So like every 10 minutes and take you right over, spend a day on the island and come back.
Yeah. Again, very inexpensively.
Yes.
So yeah, like Catalonia just has so much to offer in that space.
I loved it. I'm excited that we're going back.
And we get to go back in July. Yes.
I'm excited. I'm excited for all of us to experience it together. So hopefully everybody else is excited.
And that's on period.
Yes.
Before we switch out of our Catalonia time, what was your favorite thing about the Catalonia experience?
That is a tough one. But I am going to say again, beloved. The food was so great, but it also was a 5-star experience. So to be able to get a 5-star experience for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it wasn't just a dinner restaurant where most of those nicer restaurants on the resort are dinner only. You make your reservation for dinner. But the fact that you can go as many times as you want throughout the day and get a full course meal and cocktails and a beautiful view. Most of them like kind of were beachside, depending on the property. So that was certainly my favorite thing for every single property. The beloved restaurant, which was again a privileged restaurant, so that comes with the privileged access.
Yeah. See, I didn't want mine to also be food, but it definitely. They nailed it with the food. So like my favorite thing is kind of like 2-part, if you will, because I also really enjoyed the aesthetics and the layouts of the rooms, especially at Costa Mujeres. But I was sold at the food trucks.
The food trucks.
I was sold at the food trucks. And I talked about it already, but I'm going to say it again. That is such a pleasant surprise of an offering. especially during the day, because usually your options are limited. So those seafood trucks, and they were good. There's a fried chicken food truck. There's a seafood food truck. Like there's a churros stand, like vibes and options.
Yes.
I loved that. And I love food. So there's that. But yeah, I think that is a major key for your guests to enjoy during the day, because people are eating and they're drinking and then they're eating again. So having options between is important.
Those food trucks were game changers. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm starting to see it more now, but that was like the first one where I was like, this is done very well.
And options. And they had like a juicing stand, like a smoothie stand. Okay.
Yep.
Just look into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen the food truck offering at other places, but the amount and the variety.
Oh my God. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So check out Catalonia.
Catalonia it's it for me.
It's a must try.
It's a must try. Awesome. Well, go Catalonia. We appreciate y'all.
Yes, we see y'all in July.
We see y'all soon. So switching gears to
our next segment,
like we like to call the traveling travel agent.
Yes.
Because again, if you're not familiar, or if you're wondering why are these girls telling me what to do and how, it's because we both are part of Travel Goddess International, a full service travel agency that is here to assist you with all of your vacation needs. All right. So you need a travel agent that has vibes, energy, and knowledge. Hit us up. Information in the show notes.
Yes.
So with that being said, our traveling travel agent segment highlights our favorite booked trip of the week. So yes, y'all, we got clients.
Yes.
And
they
book
outside.
Trips. Yes.
Like we outside, but they really outside.
They really outside. So what's our book trip of the week, Jess?
Yes. So this week we are talking South Beach. Now, if you know me, I love Miami. I am a Miami girl. So I like quick getaway, warm weather. Miami is it for me. So we have a client that is staying at the Kimpton South Beach. The reason I thought this was a good thing to talk about is because when you're staying on South Beach, it's not always the nicest experiences. And I'll be the first to tell you because I've stayed there. Like, you know, I've stayed at these hotels that are 3-star, that sometimes the hot water works when it wants to.
What people have to understand about Miami is it's a beach town.
town.
So the same way you go to Wildwood and you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's that.
It's literally that.
It's just Miami
Yes.
that makes you feel like you're supposed to be getting more, but you're actually not. But go ahead.
No, so, and I think South Beach is so oversold because of the price tag on it. It's expensive. You know, celebrities go to South Beach, you party on South Beach. Like, I get it. The hotels do not match that vibe. So again, I'll be the first to tell you, you pay for your chairs and your umbrellas. You do not pay for the room or the aesthetic or the hotel's ambiance. Like, that's not what you're getting on South Beach on average. But the Kimpton South Beach is a bit different. They are a 4-star on South Beach. So you're right in the mix, but you're at a Kimpton. The Kimpton is a familiar name, I'm sure. A 4-star hotel, and they have a rooftop pool, beautiful rooms.
Yeah.
And
It's a Kimpton.
it's a Kimpton. That's what I'm like. I mean, it's a Kimpton on South Beach. Yes. So much better than the boutique hotels on South Beach that, you know, we usually stay at.
And so did they book, was it 4 days, 3 nights?
Yep, 4 days, 3 nights at the Kimpton. I think we are looking to do some excursions. You know, everybody loves jet skis in Miami. So I'm excited to see how their stay is because, again, South Beach is like, I always suggest mid-beach or like downtown. Like, don't stay on South Beach. If you want to party on South Beach, by all means. But they're staying on South Beach. And so I know next time I'm going to Miami, I'm staying at the Kimpton South Beach.
And bring me my mimosa at noon because it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time to get brunchy.
Yes.
So
my favorite.
I know, right? It's time to get brunchy. So this segment is going to highlight, you know, brunches in other cities or countries. And in case you don't know, I'm going to say it again. Jasmine is the queen of brunch. So this recommendation comes from the one and only.
Okay. And this is a real-time brunch, which I'm going to try to keep them, like, you know, as real-time as possible. So this weekend, I'm going to Chicago. I planned a quick day trip. So I've got flights on Frontier for super cheap. Shout out to Frontier.
Jasmine loves
I
Frontier.
love Frontier. So I'm flying to Chicago on Frontier Saturday morning. We fly out about 6 a.m., coming back at night. I'm going for brunch. I'm going to Chicago for brunch.
Which is not a bad thing.
No.
The brunches there are lit.
The flight was $80 round trip. Mm-hmm. I'm going to spend that anyway. I also tried to go to brunch last weekend here in Philly and did not have the best experience. And I'm like, you know what? If I got to go to another city to get brunch, so be it. Mm-hmm. So upon my research this week, there are a bunch of great brunch spots in Chicago. So I'm going to be trying France's Brunchery.
Okay.
So that's where we're going. Super excited. Updates to come on Chicago brunch. I'll be back in Chicago in May. So I'll try more brunch.
Yes. Yeah. I went to Chicago for brunch-ish. I went a day early because I was like, I want to go for brunch. Like I could have flew in on Monday for what I needed to go there for, but I said, let me go on Sunday so I can go to brunch.
Yes.
And I went to Radio Room.
Okay.
And they had
I did see that.
Yes. Chow.
Yeah.
Food bomb. And then they had the bottomless mimosa for like $35.
Yes. It's so much bottomless. I've saw so much bottomless in Chicago, so I'm excited.
Yeah, Philly, get it together.
Yeah, please. Please.
So definitely let us know how that goes
Yes.
at, what is it, French's?
Yeah, France's Brunchery.
Francis.
Yeah, we'll put it in the notes
Brunchery.
too. I know. I was like, oh, they're a brunch spot. Okay.
Yes, brunchery.
They do brunch.
Yes. I love it. All right. So we're going to close it out today with our question of the day.
It's my favorite segment.
I know, because it's like, it gives you perspective into who we are and how we operate. So question of the day, Jazz. Would you rather blow a bag on an extravagant vacation, one vacation though, for your birthday, or divvy up the bag over the course of the whole month for your birthday and celebrate for 30, 31 days around the calendar there?
I am very much a birthday month girl. So that is my vibe. We're celebrating all month. And I turned 30 this year.
Ooh.
So we celebrate all year, honestly. I've been celebrating my birthday all year.
Period.
Like, it's a monumental year for me.
Yes.
But I am definitely a all month long birthday girl. Like every weekend, like, you know, I'll respect everyone's schedule. So I like to also provide options, you know, if you can't make the trip, come to brunch. If you can't make brunch, you know, we'll have something chill at the house. So I'm definitely a spread it out girl. But this year we're doing everything.
You are a kind friend because look, this is what we're doing.
You either coming or you're not.
And you're coming or you're not, but we're doing it over the course of the month.
Yes.
Okay, it's the month. Like literally last year, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to keep up with myself last year because
you did that.
It was a lot, but I did it. Like it was weekend after weekend after weekend and weekdays in the month of May. Shout out to Taurus season approaching.
Yes.
But I'm all for we're going to celebrate this entire month and get with it or get lost until June.
Or don't talk to me.
Like, I still love you, but just make yourself scarce for May if you're not on board. And my friends understand that about me, and I love them for that. And literally, they're all like, all right, which weekend is mine? Because let's get into it. Like, we're getting into it, and we're doing it, and it is a month-long celebration. Haven't gotten my fiance fully on board yet. He's so over me.
Really?
But,
Is he not like a big birthday celebration?
No. So that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like,
see,
people don't be wanting to celebrate their birthdays.
Y'all, we gonna celebrate them birthdays. Like, I encourage everyone to celebrate their birthday. Take a trip, even if it's by yourself. If your friends can't make it, I have a client that's going to Jamaica by herself for her birthday. Like, if your friends can't make it, do what you want to do. Don't tell me you don't want to do nothing though, because that is not the answer. That is not the answer.
I understand that people are, you know, their priorities are different.
Yes.
I will say that. And I had to learn that because I have always been the birthday
girl.
cheerleader.
Yes.
I don't care if I met you yesterday and your
We
birthday is
celebrating.
tomorrow. What we doing, sis?
Yes.
I'm excited for you, and I want it to be your favorite moment.
Yes.
You know, and not everybody cares like that.
No. Some people really don't care about their birthdays.
I'm learning to just let go,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to him, because he is like, girl, that's you.
That's you. This me.
This
I've
me.
been like this my whole life.
Yes.
Drop in the comments if y'all celebrate all month, if you blow a bag on your birthday, or if you just don't care about your birthday at all. Let us know. Let us know.
And if you don't,
We gonna celebrate your birthday.
we are. Like, we gonna big you up. Just drop me a date, and we
Yes.
gonna at least say happy birthday, sis.
Yes, we're gonna do birthday shout outs for all the people who don't celebrate their birthday. Drop your birthday.
Yes, because somebody needs to tell you that they care.
Yes.
Like, we care. We want you to be great. Oh man, and I still have not booked my birthday trip, by the way.
And her birthday is coming up.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, technically, my birthday trip is booked because I'll be in Greece.
Okay, yeah.
But that is the Travel Goddess International Women's Greece experience that's coming up. So I need something for me.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure that out.
It's definitely giving month long for Tosh.
Oh, it's coming. Stay tuned. What else we got? We good?
I think that's it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Absolutely. And stay tuned for next episode for more content. Please
Yes.
like and subscribe and follow and share. Like, it is what it is. We try and grow this thing, and we
Yes.
also want to make sure that the knowledge and the information is present. So if you have any suggestions on
What y'all
topics,
want to hear, any places y'all want to hear about, let us know.
yes, you can send us an email at info@travelflysexy.com.
Yep.
Because we official now.
Period.
And we would love to hear your feedback. And let us know how we're doing too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, y'all.
Alrighty. Are we going to try this this outro? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, we need an outro.
Until next episode. We're still working on it.
Yeah, we got time. Next time.
Cheers. You going to leave me hanging? Okay. Bye, guys.